So in addition to, killing us, it's the climate deniers like Rick Scott and the business hustlers, the fossil fuel industry and whatnot. In addition to, jacking the climate so that we've got more moisture and more heat. And I think all of us are noticing that our thunderstorms are just dumping a whole lot more water. We're getting much more frequent flooding events. They're much more severe. And you want a really easy metric? Just go look at the insurance statistics over the last 40 years. And you see worldwide, and this is something in my book, The Last Hours of Ancient Sunlight, back in the 90s, I was quoting Swiss Re, which is the world's largest reinsurance company. They back up insurance companies, right? If an insurance company pays out so much money that it wipes out all their cash, they theoretically would go out of business. So what insurance companies do is they buy insurance in case they get wiped out. And Swiss Re, short for Swiss Reinsurance, Swiss Re is one of the biggest companies that does this. And I quote them in my book, talking about, climate change is going to be producing bigger and bigger. And sure enough, it is. The number of billions of dollars in insurance claims that are being paid year by year by year. And this is not just because of inflation. It's not just because the value of the dollar has gone down, so it takes more dollars to rebuild the same building. It's because the storms are getting worse. And meanwhile, this story from vocativ.com, vocativ.com. The headline, Hurricane Matthew, residents say businesses illegally hiking prices. Dozens living in and evacuating coastal areas are complaining of price hikes at hotels, gas stations, and retail stores. Residents, this is by Brian Patrick Byrne. He says residents evacuating coastal areas in the southeastern U.S. are complaining of extreme price hikes at hotels and gas stations in the lead up to Hurricane Matthew finding land this weekend. Brilliant. Capitalism works, right? For the capitalists. It doesn't work so well if you're stuck in a hurricane. I suppose, the capitalists would argue, well, at least something's available. Well, yeah, it's available to the people who have the money. Which takes us back to neo-feudalism, which is essentially what capitalism is a new version of an old economic system that ruled Europe for 1,000 years called feudalism. And this is neo-feudal, the libertarianism, Republican economics, conservative economics, Milton Friedman, Thom Friedman economics, call it whatever you want, it's neo-feudalism. We are the new serfs with the new overlords, the fossil fuel industry owning politicians, giving millions of dollars to television networks and advertising, not so that we'll buy more of their products, in my opinion, but rather so that the networks will shut up about climate change.